I know. I figured you was. Can you see me? I'm trying to get the
Yeah.
phone.
You real big in the camera.
Emma, try to push it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Subletts. Missouri, Texas. Yeah. You love me. You believe in me. You cherish me. Hi, guys.
Hey, y'all.
Sick joke. That was the intro from last week. It's definitely not what the topic is this week, nor the guest. The guest's name is Tajee Jones. And this week we're talking about pronouns. So clearly I forgot to switch the intro for this week.
It is okay.
That's the type of week it's been. I'm definitely tired and it's only Wednesday.
Yes, I am big in the camera.
I have worked every day. Just
yeah,
about.
She better sing. She better sing. Yes, she has worked every day just about. I apologize. I don't have a dope background because you're the second person that has requested a dope background. And I can't figure out how to do it on this mobile version. Y'all, I have broke my laptop screen, so I got to get that fixed, and amongst the other many things to take care of in life. So once that comes back, then you won't see what you see in the back, because in my mind, it looks like a grand piano. I'm glowing. Oh, thank you, because I got my hair cut.
It's definitely the ring light.
The ring light? Okay. Well, just to let y'all know, if y'all are just tuning in, my name is Candace Taboo, and this is my wife, Aqua Bay, and we are the Subletts. Thank you for tuning in to Meet the Subletts every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We appreciate y'all coming out to hang out with us. See
Are you trying to change it?
I am. I'm trying to change it, y'all. See, look, I love our audience because we can Is that better? We can.
You look like you in the sunset or something.
I know. I know, Ring, like we got two of them. Like we really trying to do it, y'all. We really trying to get our stuff together. So please share, tag your friends, bring people on. Make sure we're sharing this lovely content. We appreciate our viewers. Our reach is definitely getting out there. We can.
That's my weekly highlight.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna do it at all. I was just gonna say.
Go ahead. I was like, go ahead.
Oh well, no, that was definitely not my weekly highlight. We just appreciate the support that everyone gives us, and we're going to continue to appreciate that support. And thank y'all very, very much for following us, encouraging us, as we document our journey through this thing called life. We're going to start off with this week's weekly highlights. Today's the what? The 8th?
Probably.
We did establish that today is the 8th.
Probably.
So what happened? Oh, weekly highlight. I went home. And I went to see my daddy. That was my weekly highlight. I was glad to see him. But even within that, just going home is very. We know we support like Lane Brian Brawls. Yes, y'all do. But some Lane Brian Brawls definitely do support. But it's really, it was really nostalgic to be around my dad, as it always is. But no matter what has gone on in my life, at least in the last 10 years, because I've been doing this motorcycle thing for 10 years now, 10 years last month officially. And I appreciate my wife. I'm thankful for her and the things that she does for me. She frustrates me, gets on my nerves, I will admit that. But I am very thankful that she is following the vision and the path for our family, making sure that even within motorcycling, we, conduct ourselves as a married couple, but not only just as a married couple, because I mean, we go through things. We're not gonna act like we don't. But she understands how important family is to me when it comes to motorcycling. So she had mentioned the other day something to the sort of like if we ever had kids, the kids would be at events with us. Like we'd be out vending and the kid will be there whenever a kid or kids come into our future. So I'm very thankful that was the highlight for my weekend, was seeing my daddy, but also my wife supporting this lifestyle and understanding how important motorcycling is to me, but as well, not just the kicking it, the getting drunk, the partying, but more so how my family will be a part of that. My family in the future, and she's obviously a part of my family currently. So that was my weekly highlight. That was pretty good.
Aww, that's so sweet. I have like a 3-part highlight this week. First highlight is our page reach has definitely gone up.
Okay.
If anyone saw my reel with the little dancing peoples, it has definitely gone up every, I want to say, I guess the first of the month. I always kind of just go back and look at our analytics and kind of see how we're growing and everything. And last month we reached almost 9,000 people on Facebook, so I think that's really awesome. Considering we are a 1.5 part operation here, so it's nice to see that the efforts are actually going somewhere. And so that's the first part of my highlight. And then the second part is we are sponsors of the Green Wall Street networking event that's happening on July 2nd. And it's going to be super awesome. I will be there interviewing local business owners live. Well, it might not be live, it might be pre-recorded, but it'll be during the event, so those who will be there can see it happening live. And then in turn, I will be promoting those business owners and their businesses and things like that. So it's really awesome that I'm getting to network with different entrepreneurs in the DFW area. But it is a free event for anyone local to attend if they choose to attend. I will drop the link and you can definitely register to be there. It's not a very long event, but I think it's going to be really awesome. There'll be lots of dope businesses there. And the guy who is putting this together, he has a lot of really cool things in store. So definitely, if you are in the DFW, 4th of July weekend, and you need something to do, you and your friends
Come holler at us.
come to Green Wall Street. Come see us. Come hang out. There probably will be food. We won't be making it, but there will be food. And there will be lots of other people to meet. So, yeah, definitely just register at the link that I will provide.
Yes, that would actually be super dope. She has been trying to work with this young man and get this together and hash this out for the MTS network. And, not only do we vend food, we have to, market and sell ourselves. So this will be MTS's first major vending event.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, the MTS network will be outside on July 2nd.
Yep.
And 4th of July is my favorite holiday. Easter is 2nd. So 4th of July weekend, I'm going to be lit just because. So I'm excited about that. Absolutely solid. So excited. So that was 2 parts?
Oh, yeah. And the third part, we are starting our newsletter, our email newsletter. So I have been spending the better part of this week so far growing the email list. We do have a giveaway going on. If you sign up for our email list, you are entered for a chance to win $50. Okay. All you have to do is sign up. Make sure your email is a part of that list, and I will drop the link for that as well. So yeah, there's my 3-part harmony for the week.
3-part harmony for the week. Okay. Well, that's exciting. What's next, babe?
Well, this week's topic is pronouns. I thought it would be a fitting topic because obviously it is Pride Month, and I don't think people realize how important pronouns are, and so I just kind of wanted to discuss it a little in depth for people who may need some, clarity.
I'm the one who needs clarity.
I actually was reading because I was doing some research, and I was reading the NPR has a like a guide to gender identity terms.
Okay.
And they were saying how well, I don't think it's necessarily pronouns, but just like being able to accept someone's gender identity. It's and using the proper pronouns is equivalent to pronouncing someone's name correctly.
Yeah.
Because it's just as much. It's a part of how they identify themselves, and I mean, everyone hates when their name is pronounced wrong. Yes. I know for me, because I have this really great name. I've spent the better part of my life correcting people, telling them they've spelled it wrong or pronounced it wrong, or I've even shortened my name to make it easier. Like, it's just, but I really like the fact that people are no longer trying to mold themselves to fit in. And they're like, this is who I am, and this is who I identify as, and I need you to respect me as such. Yes. And I think that's dope. For me, my pronouns are she and her. I would be what you considered cisgendered, a cisgendered female, because I identify with the sex that I was given at birth. I'm not masculine. I don't really consider myself masculine or feminine.
Look at me.
So
we're gonna Google this.
I don't consider myself to be masculine or feminine. I have a lot of both characteristics. It just depends on the day. But I don't really get to in knots when people don't refer. I mean, I guess because most people just refer to me as she, her, hers. So I've never been offended in that way, but I definitely have friends and I've met people all around the country who, identify as different things. And so having to teach myself to use the correct pronouns, it's obviously a learning curve.
Yeah. Yes.
Especially if it's someone you grew up with being one way, and then when they tell you, this is what I identify as, and it's no disrespect because I definitely respect, everyone and who they identify as, but it's definitely having to make that change, I guess, in my mind. I've had to go through that, but I agree that I think people should be who they are. who they and who they believe, who they feel they are. And so one of the things that I learned that I didn't know is that gender identity is not about what people can see on the outside. It's about the inside.
Who you are as a person.
Right. And I think I had that kind of misconstrued that gender identity meant like how you present yourself to the world. And that's not what it is. So I'm glad I did some research today because I definitely learned something new. Gender expression is how you present yourself. Okay. I learned something new today.
So then what would be the opposite of cisgender?
It would be transgender.
Transgender?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if someone identifies as they, as opposed to him or her, they're not cisgender?
They could either be, I believe that would be considered non-binary. They don't consider themselves to be, male or female or, him or her.
Okay, that makes sense. And see, and I wondered, and see, I'm
also... Or it could be agender. I believe that's a term as well.
It is. Agender. They don't identify as any gender.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they. Well, I am definitely a him, her. No, she's shit. That's
him,
wrong.
her.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, that could be accurate, though.
That's right. Good idea, that. I'm definitely a she, her. And that's just, to me, it's easier. It's not, people have mistaken me for a man via my voice, via what I present physically. But on the inside, I do identify with a homosexual male sometimes on the inside, which would still make me girly if you want to look at it like that. Because I'm one of my personalities is very flamey, very queenish. That's probably the most feminine part about me. To be a homosexual male. It's definitely the most feminine.
So if you identify as a homosexual male, sometimes do you use she, her pronouns because it's easier for other people, or is it because
baby, he's she, her too. What you talking about? Sparkle is she, her all day, every day. Okay. Like I said, Sparkle's probably the most feminine that I am. Like Candace got some in there too, just because Candace was born a girl, but Sparkle is definitely a boy who is definitely, flame me, and I love him. My wife does not love him, her.
That's because Sparkle is extra. Don't nobody got time for Sparkle.
Sparkle is extra, y'all. If Sparkle could still wear heels, she would. So it's not, let's also say, so I don't even know how to I wouldn't even consider Sparkle a boy. So that's why I don't consider myself a man. I'm definitely a she, her.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, I'm a tomboy, so. And then I'm so vacillating between this whole identity thing. Like, I like boys, I like girls. I look more like a boy. I act like both. So she says I only act like a girl one week out of a month.
And that is the truth.
That is the truth? Really?
Yes.
So,
that is very much the truth.
So 12 weeks out of the year, I'm a girl. The rest of the time, I'm masculine presenting.
Yes. That's definitely accurate.
Well, I'm definitely my father's child, y'all. I'm definitely my father's child. I'm like the carbon copy of who he is. Out of all of the children, I'm definitely the carbon
She said
copy.
earlier, she goes, I don't act like a boy, I act like my father. And I'm like, well, what does he act like?
A grown-ass man. He's my daddy. That's what he acts like. So, you know what? Friend, I'm going to need you to log off. I'm going to need you. Do not put that.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
So the both of y'all are not going to come for me.
We ain't coming for you. We just telling the truth.
Whatever. She said it's facts. I can't, but friend, you ain't supposed to. Come on,
especially when you get your hair cut, because then you be acting real light skinish.
Real light skin, yeah. Because the show went live this morning, y'all.
I know your forehead was the first thing I saw when I went to this. I'm like, okay.
I had to show y'all my haircut. But man, and I've met some people that are, consider themselves them, they. And I've said her or him or whatever, and I've been corrected. And it's really more so just out of habit. I won't disrespect who they are. You know what? We're gonna need, don't you pop that up there. But I respect who they are as a person, how they see themselves. So them they.
Yeah.
Like, and whatever they choose is whatever they choose. I can respect it. Excuse me. When a physically born man considers himself him, her, I definitely call him, her.
Him, her.
Oh shit. She, her. I don't know where I keep getting this him, her from. She, her. I definitely do look at him as a she, her if he identifies like that. Even though he may have been born a male, but if he's a she, her, then guess what? Baby, you a she, her. And I'm
just saying, like, if you ain't been on TikTok,
okay.
Baby, they be going, what? Have y'all seen the makeup skills on TikTok? Like,
because Sparkle definitely has those skills.
Like, oh my God.
Sparkle got that.
Yeah,
Sparkle wants to go to a ball, y'all.
We're going to a ball.
I hope so. We'll see how.
First of all, this ball is at God o'clock in the morning.
Yes, like who? Who set something up? And it's Juneteenth, so definitely gotta go and support Black Pride here in Dallas, Texas. But the ball is 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. We are outside, y'all. I'm gonna come home from Juneteenth Festival and take a nap, and then go on and take care of that. But Sparkle is for the balls. Sparkle is for voguing. Sparkle is for anything.
That's a nice game, though. Sparkle's fun.
Sparkle, I've never heard of that.
It's a dice game. Why do you find it hard? Is it because you have to adjust? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and it is hard. That's why I'm honestly not offended when people are like, now on the phone, I'm a girl, because you can't see me on the phone.
She definitely sounds like a Sammy. Because I know the first time I talked to her on the phone, I was kind of taken by surprise.
Yeah, she definitely was. Go ahead me on Facebook.
I was like, is this your... That's why. Okay, so
yeah,
when we talked on the phone that first time, and I told you to add me on Facebook,
for 3 months.
Your voice did not go with the picture. So I was like, whoa, I need to see something else like this. Some man adding up.
My voice didn't go with the picture.
It didn't. No, it did not. The picture you sent me, the very first picture you ever sent me, did not go with the voice at all. And I was like,
oh.
My
bad. Didn't know. I'm just me.
So I was a little timid. I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
Yeah, but she sure was like, add me on Facebook. Had a whole little girlfriend, was in the car with the girlfriend. I didn't want to be, I went and stalked the page. So
I can understand that.
Somebody. So
we're not talking about that right now, man.
Especially when they haven't adjusted their name to reflect their pronouns. Okay.
Yeah. I read somewhere though that if you do make mistakes with people's pronouns and if you realize it when you make it, just apologize and correct it. But if you realize it after the fact, if you apologize later on, that typically kind of, lets them know that, hey, like I respect your pronouns. I respect who you identify as. It was really a mistake. And it wasn't like trying to be funny or, something like that. So I also read that it's important to, like, if you're not sure about a person's pronouns, to just ask.
Yeah.
You don't always have to, be out loud and ask. You can kind of, if you get a private moment to ask or whatever, because some people, though they use certain pronouns, they may not be out. And so if a person isn't out, you don't want to out them using their preferred pronouns, or maybe they're not comfortable using them yet. Yeah. So it's just, it's a lot that goes into it. It can seem, but really the most you can do is just ask and respect a person, whatever they say.
I was definitely asked what my pronouns were at this new job.
You're right. And it most definitely matches the bald taboo as well. That shaggy stuff, I don't know, it's kind of
that was Candace.
We're a little unsure at this moment.
What Shaggy? What I had before yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was Candy.
Man, y'all, she brushed her hair out. She looked like she was supposed to have barbecue sandals on. Like she was supposed to be standing in front of the grill with a long cigarette.
I knock all this shit over. Why is she playing with me? Talking about I look like I should have been barbecuing.
You should have been.
No. Yeah.
You look like Uncle Stanley.
I did look like Uncle Stanley and went to Kansas where I knew it would be humid and hot and sweated the whole time. Knowing my hair should have been cut. So no. Hey, certified. Okay. I wanted to ask one, but didn't. So thanks for explaining that. Yeah, and see, you know what? That's why I was taken aback while they asked me how I identified. And I'm like, I'm a girl. Like, there's no mistake about that. My wife would not be with me if I was not a girl.
Facts.
Even though she calls me Stanley.
Even though most people swear up and down I mess with men, I don't. For clarity, I do not.
I don't mess with men anymore.
I don't mess with men at all.
I don't think that they're attractive. She don't even really think they're attractive.
I mean, if that's cute. Not true. That's not true. I think some of them are attractive, but it doesn't go past that attraction.
It definitely turns my gears. So it don't turn.
Okay, so let me not say that because there may be some men that I've seen that may turn my gears, but I'm never gonna do it. Ooh.
Oh,
that's none of your business.
Yeah. What?
None of your business.
Didn't know that about my wife.
I mean, that's real. Like, if you're an attractive person, you're an attractive person. But that don't mean that's what I'm gonna do.
Shut up, Grill Master Sanders. I can't stand her.
But yes, certified. If you're ever unsure, just the best thing to do is ask.
Even if to make it clear, like, hey, I'm not sure and I don't want to be offensive.
Yeah.
And then you ask. What's
put your eyes up, girl. Put your eyes up.
I want to know too. Man, oh Lord, cut up is a mess. Let me just tell you, man. We saw you on the ground this weekend, kicking it, going to Memphis. I'm jealous. You know what? I did not put my whole body in the camera. I did not.
Kind of.
I did because I went like
that. I mean, yeah, you're already close to the camera.
I know, and I don't know why I'm this close to the camera. I tried to move it back, it don't matter. And I'm a mover, so it just, y'all gonna get all these. But yeah, like I said, I just, and I'm going through, I feel like I'm going through, I guess this gender identification. Is that what it's called? I'm not going through a gender crisis. Like, I've always liked girls. I've always liked boys. I've always, those things have never changed. I've always wanted to be a tomboy, but this ass is definitely will not get any shorts or hoochie daddy shorts. Like, that's just what it's going to be. I don't like men's clothes. I like the style of men's clothes, but I do not like how they fit. I do not like boxer brief draws. I'm going to be honest with you. I had to call another stud, and I'm not a stud, but I had to call a stud the first time I was wearing boxer brief draws and started PMSing. I had a very, it was a conflict. Like, I really didn't understand. I had started, and I'm like, well, what the fuck, what am I supposed to do? And, she laughed at me, and it was so hilarious. She's like, this is not what I wanted at 7 a.m. in the morning. But I had questions, and it was just unclear to me. I like panties because of my thighs is fat. And I just, I don't like men's draws. They are not. Like, the way it just, I shave. So
she has extra booty, though, so that's the problem.
It just causes so many problems. But then even, like, the men's shirts, like, and I've bought men's clothes, and I wore them because my mama's androgynous. My sister, she's probably the most feminine out of me, my mom, and my sister. My mother's a tomboy. But I just they never fit right. They never fit well. So I'm not going to, and if I do buy men's shirts, they're going to, I need some tapering. I'm still a woman. I still have a figure, and I like to accentuate that. I know it confuses a lot when we're out on the motorcycle scene. And girl, y'all can come drag this wagon for me, I promise. Y'all can take at least 50%. I actually asked my wife when I die to weigh it out.
No, we're not.
So
we're
that
not
way
even
she can send it up to heaven and or wherever I end up. So I'll know how heavy my booty is because my back hurt all the time.
Do not put that in your will.
Yes, I definitely am. I want the cheeks measured.
Weighed, you want them weighed?
Yeah, I want them weighed. I want to know how much they weigh. But the clothes are not fitting to me. I'm still a woman. I still have femininity. I still, I just don't like it. But
what I would really like to do, you know what?
When we were really out on the scene, and I'll be out here naked, and I know the men be confused. They be confused like a mug, like Alani in this. Why should you say Alani in this thing? What is wrong with her? So that's one of the things that I know that confuses a lot of men. Like they see ass and titties, but I'm not fucking them. Like, excuse me, I'm not messing around.
Jesus!
Excuse me, I'm sorry. It's not going further than that. So
I can't edit that out.
I know. So it's kind of confusing, but that's just who I am. It's the element of what the environment we're in, and that's what we do.
I would like to make a clothing line that's similar to men's clothes, but fits to women's bodies.
Please.
I think that would be really awesome.
Please, and the seamstress is on.
Cut up. Did you hear that?
They don't recognize me as a woman. Who don't? We gonna go and talk about this publicly?
No.
Who don't recognize me as a woman? Yeah, that's true. Being a feminine writer is very hard. Once you get all that hair weave and all this, and then you don't want to be on the road by yourself, and then they know you're a woman. So she said, I know who. They do consider me a woman because they sure be ready to put me in my place. So they consider me a woman. They just allow me to be me. That's all that is. But they sure be ready to put me in my place at every drop. You not a boy. You right, I'm not. And I don't want to be one. So the people that be in the shadows, the people in the back, I know. And it's funny because when we went home, my wife was like, you one of the boys here. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
She acted just like them. Just like
no,
them.
I did not.
Yes.
They just let me, because I'm not going to go sit in the Gossipy Girl group. I don't care about none of the Gossipy Girl stuff. I never have. So when I went back home, it just was, I did my normal. It was hard for me because, one of my ex Coon Booms passed away last year. And this was the first time I had been home at an event since he passed away. So it just made it kind of hard for me. So I did what we would normally do, which is sit at the bar or sit at the, but I just I don't get into the Gossipy Girl stuff. I can't. I just, I try, and then it's like, it don't work, and then it just don't work for me. So, yeah.
Dang. What? Are you ready to do the businesswoman highlight of the week?
I am. You know what? Y'all better leave my forehead alone.
All right, well, we're going to go right on into the businesswomen highlight.
Okay, come on, push through. Oh, can I hear you?
Yes.
Come on, babe, I love that. Every week, she does something more. I saw that last time. But that's really dope. Her skills are improving.
So tonight's guest, I've been fighting to have her on here. So I'm going to bring her on and let her introduce herself and talk about her business. Hey.
Oh. Hello.
You always come with the fresh outfit. Hey, Journee girl.
Yes. She's everywhere. No.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
So introduce yourself. Tell them who you are, what you do.
Everywhere. Hi guys. So I'm Tajee. I am the CEO of Our Journey Home, DingDing Things, and Craftingsisterhood group. Yeah, and Craftingsisterhood group. Yeah, that's who I am.
Okay, and when did it start, and what got you motivated to start?
Okay, so Our Journey Home started in October of 2010. I started Our Journey Home shortly after my daughter passed away. What started Our Journey Home was, so she passed away in July. at the end of the July, so it's like August. So here we are, October. I started doing a lot of research. So I started being on the internet a lot, looking for like angel moms and stuff like that. At the time, there was this one website called Daily Strength. Daily Strength. It's called Daily Strength. I wonder if Daily Strength's still out. Okay, I'll focus. It's called, right. I think I'm gonna Google that when we get off of this thing. But Daily Strength is where it was, and I met a bunch of wonderful women there. But they were all saying the same thing. Like by this time, we were at our third month of grief, and it's almost as if she didn't exist anymore. Of course, she existed in our hearts, but it's just kind of like the world was just moving on, and here we were just stuck, and all of us had the same story. And so I remember thinking, how can we keep these babies alive? Like, how can we keep these memories alive? Mm-hmm. How do we stop the world? I mean, how do we keep their legends? Like, how do we keep their legends? How do we keep our angels, our loved ones, the people that we love that were here, that's passed? How do we turn them into legends? How do we make sure that people remember them? And you know, as a mother, when your kids are here, your goal is to protect them. Your goal is to be there, is to make sure that they have a future. Unfortunately, Journey's future was cut short. So, but I'm still her mom. So as her mom, it was my job, my responsibility, my goal to give her a future, give her a legend, make sure that everybody knows her name, make sure that everybody knows her story, even though she was a baby. Is, you know, so that's kind of how that happened. I wanted to give that to everybody because we all had the exact same story. We all was like, as the time was going by and people were just moving on with their lives, we all were kind of like, hey, remember me? I had a baby, you know. And so, and that's pretty much how it started. And I was like, you know what? Forget it. If the world is not going to do it, I'm going to do it. If it's up to me, I'm going to keep her legacy alive. I am going to make sure that everybody knows her name, and you don't forget, but I'll make sure you can't forget. And, you know,
right.
I'm successful, I guess, because everybody knows this girl. So that's kind of how that happened. And as the time progressed, I got more creative with the ways that I would memorialize her, and the things that I put her on. At first, it was hard because back then people wasn't into memorials, memorial anything. People wasn't into that. And so I got a lot of backlash. Like, you trying to do a shrine? This looked like a cult. Like, people were saying all kind of stuff. This is not natural. You need to move on. Woo woo woo. And I'm like, yeah. Heaven forbid you never understand how I feel. I pray you never understand how I feel. Right. But if you do, you would know you can't just move on.
Yeah.
So, you know,
what kind of things do you make with Our Journey Home? Like, what kind of things do you do?
It's easier for me to tell you what I don't do. That's just how much stuff that I do. Okay, so we have jewelry, blingage. We got rings, bracelets, necklaces, apparel. We have apparel outside of just shirts, right? So everybody can do the memorial shirts and things like that. Well, my goal again was to make sure that we create a legacy on earth for our angels that have descended into heaven. So with that, I wanted to make sure that no matter what I wore or where I was, that I would always have that as a part of my outfit in a trendy, non-cultish, Freaky Fridays type of way. So I really wanted to turn her into a style. So with that being said, we have the jewelry, we got the apparel, we got the dresses. There's some more stuff you'll see me kick out with as the year progresses, sweatsuits, just some other stuff that I've been working on as well. Pillows, throws, cups, transfers. So we do the DTF transfers. So that way, like let's say for example, this image, if someone was like, oh my God, I love that image, but although I am sorry for your loss, I have a loss. How can I represent my mother in that same way? So I have the image already created. I'll just swap Journee out, replace it with their mother, and then print it out so they can put that on their apparel and make it as stylish as well.
Okay.
Okay. And then we do kitchen, like, so my entire house literally is almost Journee. She's in a kitchen. There's kitchen sets. I'm about to do my bathroom, but it's not creepy though. Like, I don't think, unless
I mean, I feel like at the same time, if you have to make it, you know, to see how it looks, you might as well make it for yourself.
Yeah.
Duh. Right. And then my thing was, you know, people are big on characters, right? And they have the little Afro girl characters and all these weird people characters, which is fine. Bravo for the characters. But of course, I'm a Virgo, so I've always been a rebellion. Totally a rebellious against trends. Everybody going left, I'm going up. I'm going right because I don't want to be the opposite. I'm going in a completely different situation, period. So what was I saying?
Being able to put products on anything.
Right. So yeah, that was the main thing, was just to make sure that I can put her everywhere. Just like, and to me, in my head, I was like, when Kobe passed, everybody and their mama was buying Kobe shirts. You know, when Nipsey passed, everybody and their mama, people are still repping Nipsey. And it's like Tupac, people are still repping Tupac. Prince.
So how is that not creepy, but you putting your daughter on things is creepy? That doesn't make sense. So because they were famous and had lots of money, like, don't they think about the families though? So is it not creepy for the families? Like,
yeah.
There you go. And so I feel like people were scared to speak up because nobody wants to be that person that everybody attacked. Well, I didn't care about speaking up. This my baby. I don't want to wear. I'm so sorry. I hate that happened to Nipsey Hussle and all the other ones that are gone, but they have their family and everybody else in the world to keep their memories alive. My baby has me. So it's my job to make sure to keep my baby alive. And I didn't want to waste an outfit with wearing somebody else on it.
Yeah.
Why do I have to wear them? I'd rather wear her. Okay, well, I don't want to look creepy wearing her, just her. So that's fine. I'll turn her into as many characters as I need to.
Yeah.
I'll cartoon her. I'll do all kind of things. I had people ask, well, don't you fear that this taken away from how she looked? Everybody know that this, I don't care what kind of filter I put on her.
You know it's Journee.
Face. You know Journee's face. Even when I created Journee Cleopatra.
Yeah.
Clearly that looked like a grown woman with Journee face. So
exactly.
So people know, like, so it worked. It does work. And then in the house and things, it doesn't look creepy. Because in the kitchen, instead of me having the big old belly Chef Boyardee dude, I don't know him. But I do know Journee. No,
right.
I mean, so we all have characters in our houses. You know, people have the black praying hands and just the random artwork of random black people just hanging up. Well, my goal is to not use the randomized people. Let's honor our loved ones in that same manner. We don't have to use their pictures so it can look crazy. I mean, well, we're going to use their pictures, but there's different ways to broadcast their pictures so that you can still build that legacy for your person that has passed on and still keep that memory alive. And what I also found in doing that is it helps with your grieving process. Because it's not sweeping this under the rug, hoping that it goes away.
Right, and it won't.
Because
that's what I was wondering, the grieving process and how it's helped you cope in your family as well, cope with the loss of Journee.
Exactly. It's the biggest coping mechanism you can ever even imagine. And at the moment, I didn't even realize that that's what it was doing until we moved from California. Wrong answer. We moved from Texas to California some years ago, and all of our stuff was in storage. So we were in California for some months before we can go to Texas to get our stuff. And all of Journee's pictures, her clothes, all of her stuff was in Texas. Well, the first couple of months in California, I was angry and I didn't know why. Here I was with my dad. I was with more family and friends that I've ever been. I had people around for the first time in a long time, but I was still internally angry. And it took me a long time to figure it out that it's because her pictures wasn't hanging up. She was not there.
Yeah.
You know, the essence of the environment that I have built with her memory, with that love was gone.
Right.
So I had to recreate that because I then realized, wow, so this is how it happens. You life goes on, you move on, you don't look at the pictures, you don't look at this, and something inside of you, because it's out of the normal, because it's not normal to bury a child or death period is just, so you start noticing that something's off. Something is definitely off. And it's more essential than people probably ever really even imagine. And I just wanted to share the love. I wanted to help others how it helped me, and not just halfway. So I just, the healing part of it was very important for me because I seen firsthand what grief does to people.
Yeah.
And people are being destroyed mentally from grief because the world is telling them, get over it, shut up, hide. Right. I don't care what you got to do, but don't talk about it around me because I'm uncomfortable. Heaven forbid you're the one that went through this. But so, that was the goal for our journey home. Our journey home was to basically make people know that we know this. Everything that you're feeling, we feel it. We currently feel it. We are surviving it. We haven't survived it. We're surviving
every day. Yeah.
Every single day.
Has your organization reached out to other organizations like the mothers that demand action if their kids were, killed in some violent way? Or any other groups, Moms Against Drunk Driving, to be able to try to provide them with some comfort?
We did reach out to, we didn't know we were reaching out to them, but the Moms of the Soldiers, or I'm not exactly sure what the organization is called, but we have had an alliance of sort with the Moms of the Soldiers, to where last year we did provide the memorial items for the soldiers, for the moms, the families to the soldiers. As the years progress, maybe next year we will reach out to more organizations and things like that once we get everything, because we're kind of going through a transition. So once we get everything streamlined and everything like that, we will reach out to more families and things like that as we evolve. Because right now we have a pretty large memorial base. And right now funding is all in-house through our other company, DingDing. So it's kind of everything's in-house right now. Once we expand and can open up more, then we'll be able to do memorials for more people in the world and not go bankrupt.
Right, exactly. And and it just makes me think of I can't think of, and I deleted the meme, but they're with the children in Alvarez, Texas. I cannot say it right. I've been trying to say it right. Uvaldes. See, I've been trying to say it right for 2 weeks now. That passed away, at the mass shooting. There was the coffins were donated for all of the children. Cool. And they airbrushed them. Each child's coffin was personalized. They did even the teachers. And it was just, that's one less thing a parent has to deal with. Amongst all of this madness and craziness, and now they have to bury their child. So just thinking, that's what made me think, had you reached out to other organizations? And obviously that is a business. And they did, take that loss because they donated them to the, that's probably thousands and thousands of dollars for 21 coffins and the labor and the time to put all that work in. But just understanding the amount of business, obviously, that they'll get after that. But they didn't do it for that. They did it because this was a horrible tragedy. And, there's no comfort. Like you said, you're not supposed to bury your children. There's
Right.
no comfort anyone can give a parent at the loss of a child. There's nothing that can soothe that but just trying to help. And like you said, you were angry. You couldn't figure out why. Your hurt things were not with you. Being able to not just drink it away or just, like you said, people want to stuff it away. I mean, and then, everybody goes through what they go through in their grieving process. But being able to get it out and put it out there, I very much commend you for that. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
My cousin died at 3 years old on the San Antonio Air Force Base when his parents lived there in 1992. That has been something that has rocked my aunt. It has rocked my cousin, who was 5 years old at the time and saw him, went to the bathroom, came back, and he had passed away. And it took up until probably maybe 15 years ago, and he's 30. He would be 30 this past May, for my cousin to even go see his gravesite, because that's just, she was 5. And so now that's something that's a part of their family. It's a part of their healing process. She even says, maybe if I would have dealt with this earlier, then, and someone had shown me how to deal with this, then things could have been differently in my life. Not better, but just different in how she reacts to things. So every year, every May, every Memorial Day, and every August, she goes out there 3 times. Twice in May and then once in August. And I'm very proud of her. She turns 35 next month. So, it's hard for us. I get crazy. I lose my shit every year, the 3rd week of May. It just is what it is. And then I'm crazy because why the heck did I go get married 2 days afterwards? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I had to, put something happy in there for a time that I know internally has nothing to do with anyone but me. And, maybe if we would have kept his name alive or did some things or visually saw him, those, and this is my cousin. So maybe, his mother, his sister, his father didn't have kids after that. That was the only child he had, and that was 30 years ago. So just, 27 years ago, excuse me. So just thinking, like, I thank you for what you're doing. If people say that it's a cult or anything else, if they have not gone through child loss
or loss period,
and they don't understand how healing and therapeutic it is, and not burying it in a bottle,
or putting all the stuff in a box and just
like it ain't there. And like my aunt still has my grandmother's stuff. My grandmother died 14 years ago. Like still has all these different things, but not going to counseling, not doing anything properly with it. I don't think we're taught how to actually properly grieve.
There you go.
Right? And then I appreciate what you're doing.
There you go. And that's the goal of our journey home, is to teach people how to cope. Really how to cope. Not the textbook way of how to cope. We also have, we linked up with my cousin is a pastor. She has a movement called Be Real Movement, which teaches grief courses from the side of a pastor. She's a pastor of, I don't want to mess up the year, so I'm probably going to murder it and I'll probably get fussed at, but I'll fix it later. It's been a lot of years, right? So she's been a pastor for some 20 years or so. She's been a nurse for some 20 years too. I'm gonna just say 20, probably more, who knows, but I'm gonna say 20. So she put the course together and then she's lost both of her parents, both of her grandparents, her sister, her brother, her favorite cousin, which is my brother, and then and some other cousins and stuff. So she's lost a lot. And she had a tubal some decades ago. And so she's experienced loss a lot. And then with my loss, but she said it wasn't until watching me grieve that she learned how to grieve herself. And I was like, wow, really? because I didn't know people were really watching me like that. To be honest, I was just being me, just being Tajee and all her Tajee-ness. I was literally just being me. Whether I didn't care what nobody thought, I didn't care about anybody's feelings or anything. It's just what it was. So the grief course captures grief from a Christian standpoint, a health standpoint, what it can do to you, your health, mentally, physically. So we're trying to break the stigmatisms that people have on grief. The shut up and move on, as if it's that easy. But it'll be okay. Believe in God. Nobody ever said we didn't. Just because we have a bad day doesn't mean God doesn't exist.
Right.
You know, the Bible even tells us that Jesus had a bad day.
Yes.
Jesus even had regrets going to the cross. He said how he felt. He prayed it over and but he had a moment. So of course, we're going to have moments too, even though we know that God is here and he's going to help us through it and get us through it and stuff. But a lot of times we don't know how. We know, we hear you say, God gonna help you. How?
Yeah.
People are scared to say that. How? How is God gonna help me?
Yeah.
Because that's how God, but how? Can you offer me instructions on how? What do I say to God to make him help me?
Or how do you know when he is helping you?
How do you know when he is helping me?
Yeah.
What do I say? How do I acknowledge that I'm being helped right now? So people don't know how to grieve. They don't know how to get through grief. All they know is that there's a bunch of emotions coming at them that they have to decipher some way, somehow, and still go to work.
And still function.
Pay bills. Be a wife, a mother, a baby mama, or whatever else you are. Be a baby daddy, side chick, whatever you are. Still be all of those titles in grief.
Yeah.
All at the same damn time. So it's not enough to just say, you better do this. How?
Really giving somebody the tools they need to do it and understand it and really work through it. So that way it's healing and it's not like today I feel good and the next week it's a horrible week and the week after that it's horrible and it's like you're spiraling back to where you began. Like really being able to stay on that journey and just keep going forward, understanding that pain is always going to be there. It's always going to be there, but understanding how to live with that and how to manage it and how to, really cope with whatever loss that you've experienced. So
exactly. That's it. So our journey home will now our journey home, in addition to the memorial items and the things like that, and the things for purchase and the things for that we give away and things like that. We also have those resources. We have the grief courses, and then on top of all of that, we also now, in addition to providing the lasting memories, because crafting and creating those have been a big coping mechanism for me as well. So now I have I don't like to say courses, because when you say courses, people think that you're charging.
Yes.
So there is no charge. But now I'm teaching other people how to keep their loved one's memory alive. And I just don't feel like it's something that you should put a price tag on it. These people are just now burying their loved ones. I know Barry and Journee set me all the way back, but so financially it's not always something that they can do, and people get discouraged because they I want to do that. I really want that, my baby on that, but I can't afford it. I can't afford to buy that.
Yeah.
So
and that's excuse me, I'm sorry. And that's the part, I'm glad you're mindful of the financial burden it can be on top of everything else. Like you don't prepare for that unless it's something where you may know, like a terminal illness or something like that, and then you just don't prepare for that. So thank you for being mindful of that as well for those that are in grief and mourning. I really appreciate that. I can't speak for that, but
I appreciate that you are able to make common things that people use all the time as memorial items. Like it's not just like a little plaque that you can put on the fireplace or a flag that might hang on the wall, but it's something you can wear every day. It's something you can use in the kitchen. It's something you can use in the bathroom. Like it's It's something that you can see every single day or use every single day, and it'll give you that little reminder, a little piece of love that you feel like you may have lost. So the whole reason I wanted you to come on the show, in light of the mass shooting in Uvalde, and people losing people all over, people are dropping like flies these days. You know what I'm saying? Like the suicide rates are high, and so I really wanted people to get the information of how they can memorialize their loved ones that are being lost. I know so many people on my timeline that have lost a father, a mom, a sister, an aunt, or something. You know, in the last week or so. So really getting your information out there and letting people know there's a place to go to help them with grieving, to help them find items that they can use for memorial that's not just the common flower at the cemetery or something like that. So I appreciate you coming on here.
Thank you.
Wild because someone lost their dad a few days ago. A few days before I went to see mine, actually, or I think while I was with mine. And I posted me daddy as my profile picture because I love him dearly, and and I want to show him off as much as I can. And I think that was Sunday, and by Tuesday night, she had she had liked it. It wasn't a heart, it wasn't her normal, but her father just died, and she just released her, his burial information and his funeral and all that. And so for me, then it's like, well, damn, you don't want to be rude and not post about the good things going on in your life, even though, other people are going through grief and, mourning. So how do you reach out? How do you, that's, I don't want to talk about my dad and then, and put her in a bad situation where she feels bad. She's got to get to bury him. Like it's only been 3 or 4 days. So, just being respectful and mindful. So I'll send her information, or your information to her. Just maybe some things that she may want.
Just do it in reverse. Actually, send me her information.
Okay.
We'll send her a memorial. Our Journey Home will send her a memorial on behalf of you. And then that way, so we do that as well. We can send her a memorial on behalf of you. So inside of the memorial, there will be a card or something of the lines of that, and it'll say, Candace, something. It'll say something, but she'll know it's from you.
Okay.
She'll definitely know it's from you. And so so we'll do it that way. And then in the same breath, I also need your aunt and your mom.
Say it again.
The information for your aunt and your mom as well.
Oh, yeah. For your cousin.
Oh,
the one you just talked about.
Right. That just happened. We just had a conversation. I'm just kidding.
You're gonna make her weepy eyes.
Hurry up, crack show.
I will get all that information to you after the show.
Perfect. Yeah, definitely do that. And then earlier, another main reason why I haven't reached out to main organizations is because whenever something tragic happens in the world, they have backings. Yeah. Everybody is there. But what about the little people? You know what I mean? Yeah, they don't. So I really wanted to make sure that the people that don't have celebrity friends, the nobodies. I hate to say nobody because we're all somebody.
The little people.
But the little people. I hate to say that too because I'm not a big person. Well, I kind of am. But, I didn't want to. I wanted everybody that's not somebody to be able to experience the same thing that celebrities get to experience.
That somebody would experience.
There you go. Because when a celebrity dies, everybody and their mama trying to send them stuff so they can get a shot. Whatever. Yeah. We've been taught in the grief world. Not in the grief world, in the craft world, how you build your clientele up. Find a celebrity and send them something. So I'm trying. I don't. When it comes to this grief world, it's kind of a really thin ice because I don't want to make it seem like I'm trying to get popular.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? I'm really 100% wanting to make sure this is about the families and changing the lives because we know how it affects them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the people, the shooting, they're going to be okay.
Yes.
You got Biden, everybody. They there. They good. But
Yeah,
what
but
about-
your neighbor across the street that might have lost somebody.
There you go. There you go.
They matter just as much.
There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you coming on here. She tells me about everybody, and until I see y'all,
And I've told her about you.
and
I came
don't
to your
know.
event a couple years ago. It was her event that I went for.
Oh,
for the
this-
Asian baby.
Yeah. The wave of light.
Yep.
in the park.
No.
The one event that I didn't go to.
No, it was the
moms.
where did
Did
that
you
where
have a
was that
t-shirt?
event? Yes.
It was in Duncanville.
Yes.
But then you have a
And it ended
t-shirt.
up being
Yes,
a
I
whole
made her a
thing
t-shirt.
that we had a good time, but yes. It was for
The
Angel
mamas.
Moms.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Hi, nice to finally meet you. You definitely wanted me, but we was still new, and I wasn't who I was supposed to be at that time.
there was a reason I was trying to connect you to, so now you see why.
Yes, I do see why now. So, but I definitely was not a husband. Well, I wasn't even married then.
Because you're a Virgo too, right?
And we both are.
Right. Because I remember this story. Because we're all Virgos, right?
Yep.
Okay, I have to say it real careful because I didn't want to. I'm like, wait a minute. Let's make sure.
Yeah,
it's right.
she's the one.
Yeah, I definitely am the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
But okay, so do you have a website for Our Journey Home? I'm gonna put
It is Our Journey Home. The website is ourjourneyhome.com.
Okay, she's gonna drop it on the screen for
I'm
the
hope
people.
so. Can you spell Journey? I don't want to spell that wrong.
It's Journey with 2 E's. Yes, you did spell it wrong, but I did not correct you because I knew your heart was in the right place. But it's
And I
Our
looked too.
Journey with 2 E's.
I thought
So-
so. But you know what? Guess what? I put it right on the banner though. But my bad.
So y'all hit
This is
the
fancy
website
stuff.
up. Don't
That's
have to- Yeah.
cool.
Yes, we I'm telling you, we upgrading. our
Wait till you
brand.
see the playback on YouTube. It's gonna be real fancy.
Yes.
I don't even know how to say it. I'll be like, oh,
Oh, that. I can't even do it either.
Oh yeah,
I cannot do it. I've been so trying. I
Something
think one day I strained my neck because I was like, oh,
That's awesome.
We're gonna leave that to Cardi B.
Yeah. She was in the Pride Parade this weekend.
Really?
Yeah, I saw that this morning. She was in the Pride Parade.
That's awesome.
Yeah, somewhere. I can't remember where it was. So
Anyway, thank you so much for being our business highlight for the week.
we appreciate you.
thank
very
you
much.
for having me. It was fun.
Next
Don't forget
time
to
if I
give me that
gotta hunt you down, woman.
Huh?
Next time if I gotta hunt you down, I'm gonna come find
You
you.
gonna go to Cal-
I mean, well, we done said everything. It shouldn't be no next. We good, right? We
Oh yeah, we good. But what if I want you on something else? This is an evolving relationship. It might be something else in the future.
okay.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for sharing. And if you're just now tuning in, we are on Meet the Subletts. We have Miss Tajee. She is Our Journey Home's founder, director, CEO, president.
All of
those
that.
things since 2010. Folks, this has been 12 years running. She does make awesome memorials for family members or anyone else who has passed. So thank you very much for what you're doing. Please continue to do what you're doing. There are many more people out here that I'm hoping that you're able to reach, the underdogs, us people in the back, us little people. But keep on doing what you're doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me. Will do.
All right.
Bye.
Have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye-bye. That was awesome.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah. You're
Okay.
welcome.
So
She was supposed to be on last week, but we had a few mishaps.
what's up for next week? What do we got for next week?
I have no idea.
No idea. So we're gonna wing it. We're gonna just
Yeah,
drop it.
it is Pride Month, y'all. We
So
are
we are-
winging it.
Man, like this is the most great flexible I have had to be in a while. Like, oh my goodness. But yes, it is Pride Month. I will be very honest with y'all. I had never celebrated Pride. This will probably be the first year that I celebrate Pride. I never understood the reasoning. And now that I'm Black, woman, and queer in Texas, oh, believe me, y'all, I understand why people out here fighting for their LGBTQIA plus rights. I definitely understand. Oh, while we got to fight for our rights overall here in Texas. But I did a little research on Stonewall and who he is and how he really helped push, fight for our rights as queer people. So this year we are potentially going to a ball. Just depends on how money falls in the next week and a half. But the ball is from 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. for Dallas Southern Pride, y'all.
She probably will be sleeping in the car by 4.
No, I'm not, because we're going to Juneteenth. And then once we're done, I'm going to Juneteenth. And once I'm done to 6:30.
How you just going to exclude me
I'm not
from
excluding
Juneteenth?
you. You definitely haven't signed up. Let's start there. Secondly, I'm going for work.
Okay, well, I'm going to sign up and I'm not going for work. I'm going to go talk to people.
Okay, well. So, and then I'm going to come back, because that's at 6:30 p.m., and we'll be outside in Fort Worth, Miss Opal Lee's Juneteenth Festival. So that's going to be pretty dope. I have to be there to volunteer for a few hours. And I'm going to come back and go to sleep, because we're getting up. Cousin's going to be with us the whole weekend. So we confirmed that. And
is Alani going? Since Alani's
going
put
to,
herself all in the comments.
I know. Ulani is going to. I mentioned it to her. I got to get it confirmed. And then I'm hoping Drake can go too, depending on if he has to work.
We'll have a whole crew.
Yeah. From 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. This is going to, Ulani had to explain to me the damn ball, what it is. So I was, it's kind of like the pageant. It's not.
She said yes, she'll be there.
Yes, yes, she will be there, because we're definitely going to meet at her house and jump in one car, because we have to pay for parking at the Crown Plaza.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, we
need to carpool.
Going. So we just need to go on a plan for brunch, somewhere, because we might need to plan to damn Uber is what we might need to do at 2 a.m. because we is outside.
That means Bones is going, right?
Come on, Bones. What?
We can't leave her out.
Hell no, we ain't gonna leave Bones out. Should we are gonna have a little crew, ain't we?
A whole crew.
Okay, well, cousin said, as long as we there on time to get a good seat. But like I said, Ulani explained to me that a ball is kind of like what we went to the other day. It's a pageant. It's the different families, like they do on Pose.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's not what I thought it was gonna be.
Oh.
I mean, Sparkle will still be there. Sparkle will definitely be in the building.
I don't know if I can handle Sparkle at 2
but
a.m.
Sparkle will be just waking up. Sparkle will be on her shit, and she just waking up. But I thought it was gonna be like voguing and things like that, and it's not. So we just need to make sure we got some ones this time, because we did not know last time we were supposed to have ones and contribute to the performance. So yeah, but I am getting involved more in the advocacy legislative part of life when it comes to domestic violence, education, the things that affect us as women, and never thought I would be out here standing up for LGBTQIA plus rights. So that is one thing that is on the list. And so I guess for me, it's really just comes down to don't repeal same-sex marriage, and I should be able to get a job wherever I want and love who I want whenever I want. So that's pretty simple to me.
Think you got some more research to do.
So, well, I'm saying as far as me, like those are the issues.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think you got some more research.
Oh no, it'll come.
It's some more on that list.
What's some more on that list? But
that you're facing.
That I'm facing. Well, that's what I'm fucking facing.
It's okay. You do your research, and you'll come back and tell me, and be like, "Oh, I didn't know." I know.
Oh well, yeah. I discovered a whole segment of women that I've been a part of this whole time. And so there's lots of us who have been hiding. So didn't know
I don't know if it's considered hiding if it's in plain sight.
It was in plain sight for everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't.
So is it hiding, or did people just look over it?
I looked over it because I wasn't even clear.
So it wasn't hiding.
I was hiding. Like I thought I was hiding it, but people just accepted me for who I was. So. My daddy don't care. He's like, whatever. Come on, Candace.
I mean, that's the most important
My mama's the only
thing.
one that's really trying to wrap her mind around it. My sister is just like, whatever.
Your mom, she be taking you down.
She don't do my mother.
She be taking
She
me
be
down.
she called us earlier, y'all. She allowed us to because she wanted to be outside with us this weekend, and she done pushed and pushed for Kansas City. So she was outside with us this weekend, and I know it takes about 3 days.
We need to have a segment called Mama Sublet Updates because every show
we do.
there's some shenanigans from
you
her.
know what? Pencil that you gonna pencil that in for real?
I'm gonna think about it.
Okay, we might don't do it. Y'all, she be doing my mama.
Man.
Let me tell y'all what I go through, and I never thought I would go through this. And actually, there is something else that I just realized. My mother and my wife, I definitely feel like
do not
son.
say it.
I definitely feel like a son who is stuck between his wife and his mother. I got some great information from a husband who explained to me that I choose my wife before my mother. And that's cool because I'm like, but it's my mom. He was like, but your mom already had you, your wife. Choose your wife. Okay. So I got schooled there. And I realized as they continue to bicker and banter with each other and I just move out the way, that my wife, I definitely married my mother.
I think you're going to say that bullshit.
Why you call it bullshit? My mother's great. You're great. Y'all are so much alike. It's funny. Like, you just in 40, 50 years, that's how you gonna be. And you know it is.
Reason I ain't gonna be no crotchety old man.
Not, who's gonna be a crotchety old man? Who's gonna be a crotchety old man? Who's gonna be a crotchety old man? Why you cheat?
You.
Whatever, I'm not gonna be no crotchety old man. Man, I've seen a crotchety old man all weekend.
Mm-hmm. And you act just like him.
And it's so funny. I knew my daddy was gonna be up and ready to move stuff and get stuff organized and move the cars around this one lane driveway.
Man, because them
And
cars
I
moved around
him.
700 times. I feel like every time I went outside, the cars were in a new place. And I'm like,
They
what
were.
are we playing musical cars? Like, what is happening? Y'all waste more gas going up and down the driveway.
Don't do my daddy. Don't do my daddy, girl. But I texted him because I knew at 11 o'clock was going to be my get-up time. But I knew at 10:45 that I wasn't going to make it down there at 11. And I texted him the night before, or the morning we got in and told him I'd be ready at 11. So I texted him at 10:45 and said, I'll be coming down in the next 20 minutes. I got down there at 11:05. He had already moved the trucks and the cars for me to get started with my venture. I'm definitely my father's child.
Yes.
And I don't care, and I love him. So he is the greatest person on earth.
Have mercy. So what's coming up?
What's coming up? So Juneteenth, Southern Pride. I'll be at a conference this weekend, y'all.
You definitely have For the Record tomorrow.
Oh, For the Record is tomorrow night. What is our topic tomorrow?
Gun laws.
Huh?
Gun laws.
Shit. I got some researching to do. So we're going to talk about gun laws tomorrow. Actually, you know what? I need to know about it anyway. So I'm glad we're doing that. And I'm probably going to do it specific to Texas and then whatever federal legislation is going on. I know that they're trying to get a special session here in Texas. The NRA conference was last weekend or 2 weeks ago, within the last 2 weeks. And then there's some organizations that were already putting together events in regard to gun legislation. So
I definitely just read something earlier about like the Protect Our Children Act or something like that they passed in the House.
Yes.
And they're like, but it's not going to pass in the Senate. Well,
that's so. What? Well, what? What were you gonna say? Well, what's the problem with that?
I'm going to keep my 2 bits to myself.
Well, no, go to the Senate. What's the problem with that? Well, it's going to pass in the House, but not in the Senate. What are you going to say?
Do better.
Do better? So you know what the
push harder.
You know what the do better is and the push harder is?
Voting.
And not only voting for people that will get into office that care about those things. So that's what it comes down to. Yeah. Texas, Tarrant County alone has 80 seats open and available for this November 8th election.
Jesus.
80 seats in just one county. That means people can vote up to 80 times. I don't think it's total 80, but I think out of 80, some are Democrats, some are Republican. But what it comes down to is people getting out to go voting, educating themselves. The Texas government system is different than what I'm used to in Missouri. So I definitely have been in Texas Government Civics 101. since this December. I probably just now got more so a handle on Texas government, but really understanding like y'all got to educate yourself on these things that are local. Yeah, you can go, oh, I just vote every 4 years in presidential. That shit don't mean nothing. What means something to your household, what means something to you and your children, are these Texas legislatures, the Texas offices, and then the local offices in the county. Those are the people that really push the gun, pressure the gun laws, healthcare, things like that. So please tune in tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, for the record on the MTS Network on YouTube. So check us out tomorrow night, and then this weekend we'll be at Kings of the South.
Yes.
On Sunday. So
Yep.
Chicken and Fish Place back in Dallas.
And if you're coming in town this weekend, hit me up.
Oh yeah, for DT Mom's event. So hit
I
Bea.
will release the flyer of the menu options.
Yes, she will take care of that. And then
I will deliver.
We'll be at No Rules, No Dues on the 25th.
Yes.
Chicken and Fish Plates ready. What else do we have coming up? And then 4th of July, your Green Wall Street.
Oh yeah, that's on
Green
July 2nd. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we got coming up these next few weeks. We'll be posting an updated itinerary.
Oh, and I talked about our newsletter.
And the newsletter. So sign up for the email address.
Yeah.
We appreciate y'all. We love y'all dearly. Thank y'all for the continued support. And we're about to go try to find some dinner.
Some dinner.